Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and today we are officially 1 week away from the Washington football team's new name reveal. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys everything you need to know about the Washington football team's name reveal, going down to leaks, which names are already eliminated, which name I think they will pick, and why I believe that Red Hogs is eliminated and will not be the name for the Washington football team. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. I'm so close to 7,000 subscribers, so please help me get there. Also hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And please go ahead and follow my Twitter. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers on there. Now, let's get right into the video. So like I said, we are 1 week away from this whole thing being over. I'm so happy that we're finally gonna get the new name and we can stop all this speculation, all these people on Twitter claiming they have sources or claiming that they know someone who works at Nike. I'm so happy and excited for that finally to be over, for us to have our new name and see our new uniforms and everything like that. So it'll be 1 week away from today, February 2nd, 2022. So you got the 2222 there, and it'll be on the Today Show, and I believe it'll be early in the morning. I think their show, I looked it up, it starts like at 7 or something, so that seems like it's something big enough to where they could open at 7 with that, but maybe they want to wait a little bit later so more people are watching. Not completely sure, but it'll be sometime in the morning, and I'm excited for that to finally happen. And there's some things that were going on today. Obviously, the anniversary of the Washington Redskins 91-92 Super Bowl team, is today, 30 years, and that's crazy. Obviously, I wasn't alive to see that, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. But a lot of, former players from that team, were talking on radio shows today, and some of them actually talked to the team with Jason Wright and some of these other guys about name options, and they gave their reactions. So Charles Mann, who was on the Junkies today, this is what Eric EB said. We tried to get Charles Mann to give us the 3 finalist names. Kind of glad he didn't bite. Didn't want him to get in trouble. He's a great guy, but he did admit that none of the vets liked any of the 3 finalists. So, and that leads me to believe that I do not think that the Washington football team's new name is going to be Hogs or Red Hogs, because this team, Charles Mann and obviously these other guys that were with him when Jason Wright and the team told him the 3 finalists, they were part of the Hogs. They were on the same team as the Hogs, and some of those guys that were there when they were telling them the finalists were probably members of the Hogs. And I just don't think that if they said one of the finalists is Red Hogs or Hogs, I don't think they would hate that. I think they would really like that. And to say that they didn't like any of the finalists, that leads me to believe that one of the finalists and the name will not be Red Hogs. That is my belief. I want to hear in the comments down below, what do you think the name will be, and what do you want the name to be? So far, the names we know are eliminated. Warriors, that was eliminated, in the summer, I believe, or late spring. They're not going to use that because they don't want to risk anything. Any ties to, Native Americans. Red Wolves and Wolves, they said it is, they're not going to be using it because of trademark issues. Some people still think that it is possible that they do, end up being the Red Wolves. I don't think so. Some people think it's misdirection because Jason Wright did say he's going to be using misdirection, but I do not think it will be Red Wolves or Wolves. So that's 3 names out there that are eliminated. And I also think now the Red Hogs and Hogs are likely not an option, because I do think that if Charles Mann was given that, if Jason Wright or whoever was leading this meeting with all the alumni said, one of our finalists are Red Hogs, Commanders, and whatever, Freedom or whatever, it doesn't matter. I think Charles Mann would like the Hogs because it's a part of the team he was on, and I think he would love, the legacy to continue on, and it still will, but having it be the name, that would take on a whole different meaning. So that's why I believe that it is not Red Hogs, because he said him and his teammates who got to see what the name was going to be, or at least the finalists, they didn't like any of them. And there was some again, these guys on Twitter say they have a friend who works at Nike, and they see this, they're like, oh, I'll read it right here. Not sure if it was supposed to be delivered here, just called UPS, and they're coming back to get it. Either way, let's go Red Hogs. So this is what they have here. Two things. First off, they have two shirts, I think those are shirts, on top of boxes. So they could have easily just done this online, printed Washington Red Hogs, and put it on a couple boxes. This means nothing. There's also no Nike swoosh, and almost all of the NFL merchandise does have the Nike swoosh. So I do not believe this at all. I do not think, it could still be Red Hogs, although I do think it's unlikely. But if it is, whoever did this is just fake. It's, them making this, or one of their friends made it, and they're putting it on a box on top of the box. If I saw hundreds of these, that would be a little bit different. Still would not buy it at all. Real quick, let's read so Pete Haley wrote a little bit of story about what Charles Mann said on the Junkies. I'll read it right here. I'm not happy with the name Mann, who's third on Washington's all-time sack list, told the Junkies. While Mann didn't elaborate on whether he knows the exact name the Burgundy and Gold is set to unveil on February 2nd, he did explain that he was recently made aware of the finalists along with other former players, and those choices weren't received that well. They gave us the three names probably 3 months ago on a Zoom call, and they asked us about all three of them. He said, we crucified all three names. So, that isn't, great to hear. But at the end of the day, it's the opinion of a few people. And there weren't really any names I loved. I liked the Wolves name. Red Wolves was good, but I liked Wolves a little bit better. And there's a bunch of names I'm just okay with. Do I love Commanders? No. Do I love Admirals? No. I'm okay with it. There's a few, names that I don't want at all, like the Belters or the Freedom. Those, no way. I would be mad if those were the names. But if it's something like Commanders, Admirals, Sentinels, anything like that, I'm totally fine with it. And I'll be okay with it. It's not my preferred option, but at the end of the day, it is okay. What I'm hoping is that it's something totally random. That was my guess a while ago, and maybe it still is, that it's something totally random we haven't thought about. You look at someone like the Seattle Kraken, who are, they're an NHL team, obviously, in Seattle, and they were an expansion team, I believe, and they got a new name, or a name, a couple years ago, and it was just something totally random. I love the rollout that they had. The uniforms look sick. The logo looks sick. I like everything about it, and the name is unique as well. So I'm hoping it is something like that, and it's not something basic, but I think it's going to be something like Commanders or something similar to that. And at the end of the day, that's okay with me, as long as the logo looks good, the uniforms look good, and the name isn't terrible. That's fine with me. But apparently the alumni from the Super Bowl team, they do not like it at all. And Mann said it isn't about the fact that Washington is making the switch, taking the stance that if someone finds the previous name offensive, then it's offensive, and who are we to say it's not? But he just does, that's not the reason why he doesn't like the three names. He just doesn't like the names that they gave, the finalists. Who knows? This could all be misdirection, but at the end of the day, we're just going to have to wait for next Wednesday to find out the name. Here are some sneak peeks. We already saw this, but just giving you guys a refresher of what the uniforms look like. Right here, the burgundy looks a little bit darker. I'll give you guys my guess. I think it's going to be Commanders, but again, that's just because a lot of signs point to it, not because of any leaks. So that would be my guess, but I still think there's definitely a chance that it's something totally random. It's something totally random we haven't thought about. That might even be above Commanders in my prediction, but they're pretty close, and that's what I hope it is, but it likely will be Commanders. And the uniforms, they look good. They look good. We haven't been able to see all of them. And one other thing I wanted to mention, JP Finley talked about it on his podcast, but he talked to some people, and this was after the video, which already showed the black helmet, but he said that Washington will likely have black alternate uniforms. So that will be sick if they do end up having those, something refreshing that they haven't had in a while. They have those homecoming jerseys, but besides that, they don't have any color rush or anything, creative like that. So if they do have something like that, that would be really, really cool. And I said I would talk about it. So obviously today is the 30th anniversary of the Washington Redskins 1991 to 1992 Super Bowl victory, and obviously I was not around to see that. Unfortunately, my highlight, of my fandom of the Washington Redskins / Washington football team is RG3's rookie year. I haven't seen anything really at all. Was super young in 2005 when they won this, their last playoff game. So really haven't seen much as a fan. Hopefully it changes in the next few years. I don't know if it will with this owner, but we'll see at the end of the day. But this is one of the best teams of all time, if not the best team of all time. And it's really unfortunate that a lot of these players that should be in the Hall of Fame aren't. Joe Jacoby obviously should be in the Hall of Fame. Gary Clark as well should be in the Hall of Fame. That's just not debatable right there. And then you can throw in, Brian Mitchell and a couple others as well. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope we can get back to this, type of football in the next decade or so. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. And peace, guys.